Hello and happiest of days to you folks. Hope you guys are having an absolutely amazingly awesome day today. One of the best you've ever had in your entire life. For you folks all up and down the blocks. Alrighty for you folks. Alright, so today is my 14th Let's Play for my Fantasy Land. This is a Sandbox mode that I created for Planet Coaster 2. And that sort of a thing too. It has all the finances and stuff turned on, so it's a harder version. Like science and, well, tech, you probably would call it here, but that's sort of the thing too. But basically, you know, so what's happening here is this is the 14th Let's Play here in Fantasy Land for you folks, starting all of the way back in Planet. I'm sorry, that's not Planet. In Roller Coaster Tycoon 2, I started, after finishing all those scenarios, I started a scenario because they didn't have sandboxes back then of something I called Fantasy Land. That was my favorite genre when I was growing up as a kid, high school, early college too, until horror became my favorite genre later. As a fun throwback, and it's a larger park that's subdivided into 12 themes, if that makes sense, right? And that sort of thing. So the first park here is the one that we entered, and that sort of a thing here. It's called Le Fay, which is all about fairies and fairy tales, storybook stuff, and that sort of thing. Right? It's more of a kids park. So all those should be things that are either designed for all families or just fun stuff like that, right? Or early stuff that I can do that for. And that's sort of a thing too. I want to make it hard, so I give myself 10k. And then moving around, you'll have things like high fantasy. Would be starting soon over here. And then we've got gothic horror here, which is things like, you know, zombies, right? And giant spiders, which have fantasy elements to them. We've got mythics. We've got Atlantis right here, where that pool and that log flume are, and that sort of a thing too. We'll have some mythics. We'll have some urban fantasy too. All that stuff. See, recently there was a Sorcery pack DLC that was released for Planet Coaster 2, the first fantasy themed one ever, to my knowledge, in pretty much any of those Sims, from Parkitect to Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, right? And that sort of thing too. And so I thought it would be fun for me to sort of embrace that for you folks. You know, the issue is that with my minimum cash and the fact that these rides typically didn't bring in a lot of money or people, and that sort of thing too, we were oftentimes felt definitely in some bad cash situations. Right? So the first week with my first 10k, I built this roller coaster and teacups, and then some of the shops and infrastructure and power, and that was it. And then we did get related money. And then the next week, I figured we should bring in some people with some actual proper stuff, so I took out a loan and built this junior coaster here, which also came with this DLC. This chair swing too, right? And again, I probably was about breaking even, and that sort of a thing too. And so I took out a loan for this coaster of the flying nature that you'll hear was also introduced with this too. And then I spent a week just decorating, and then after that I spent a week, a day, and then I spent a day just building this alone with this Ferris wheel, and then one for this star wheel here too. And then actually took out a giant loan for this woody coaster here too. For your folks, and that was a pretty big one. I figured it was going to start to bring in the people, since it was a larger, you know, it's wooden. It's still all inches and that sort of thing too. But yeah, but then after that, I then took out a loan for this. I then played that star wheel for free with just the cash I brought in, as well as that sign there that you're seeing over here, and this and those bumper cars over here. And then after that was done, I then had some money, and I figured it'd be time for me to really sort of invest to bring in money. And so I spent like $22,000, about $9,000 and a half on this roller coaster down here. This is a giant mountain. It's just a rotating mouse Crazy Mouse, and Crazy Mouses can totally fit here. They're more for kids and all families. I think they're around 35 miles too. Down here for you folks, but unfortunately it didn't bring in the money, and that definitely so to be honest. As you can see here, it really only brought in like $3.50 per person. That's just not that much. It's just, even though it was a high, looking around, like if you look at all those testings, it's great ride. Everybody should love it and break it in pieces, but they just didn't. They still haven't. So I did. The next week I only had like maybe 9,000 rather than the bigger numbers. It was about time for me to end this area, so I spent some time just building this tilt-a-whirl over here in the center section. And that's actually got a lot of money if you look at it. And this is making tons of bank. And then over here, 12, yeah, it's a lot. And then over here, this twister, which are renamed Rain Flame, which also has some good money too. $10 a ride, roughly, a little less. But then also this tiny island over here too, as Vixie Speed. Thought that would be in a good place too to finish this out. And then the next week I had about 19,000, and then did a bunch of decorations, and then I moved on. And you can see I built a bunch of, shops down here, as well as finishing it out. I have lots of decorations. All of these rods were then kind of done with their themes. And that sort of thing too, right? And then we moved on. Now this section just is into the Atlantis section. Now that I'm starting to make all that for you folks. Now this section right here by the opening here, the closest for you folks, right here by the opening, was intentionally kept open for transport rides. Just as ahead, you might start to see those here coming in soon. Now that we're opening up another part. Now, because all of those people after that I think it was weekend, basically after all that stuff was done and all, we really rose my part ranking up massively. And then also my ride costs were also increasing too. That was nice too. And because that ride ranking rose, you could see that people were going with it too. We're starting right now at 1.2 here, but that'll rise actually as we have more people that are coming. It takes about maybe 10 or 15 minutes of play. I just lowered it. Did you get the idea? For you folks, then I opened up over here the Atlantis section, which is more of a water area, hot pools that I opened up. And so I built this log flume on the first week that I opened this up. It was nice. And here you can check it out too. You can see it's bringing in serious cash. That's the biggest ride right at $20 a ride. That is great stuff. Bringing all the cash. And then yesterday, it was on Saturday, and today's Monday, but it was probably pretty good. And that sort of thing. But the last time I built this pool, and then I also built a bunch of these stuff over here too, and that sort of thing too. So you can check that out too. For your folks, now I did after building that pool. For you folks, if you recall here, I'll just zoom in real quickly. So the time, last night, a couple nights ago, I told you that I was after building that I was going to build this drink place over here, and then that restroom, and that sort of thing too. And then the last time I built these things over here too. Told you I was going to decorate them over here too. And see, you can check this out really quickly for your folks right over here. And that sort of thing too. Last time, so I built and decorated these and these two changing rooms for the pool, which I named the Coral Cabana and Neptune's Wardrobe, and then over here I have a heater that I built too, that I decorated to for you folks with this general theme, and it has a dry lanterns. That's the heater section going to dry off. And I also added signs to all those things too, so you can tell what they were. The splash and pouring more, the bathroom signs, the changing room signs. And over here, last time, if you'll recall, I had just built that cosmic count, which is the shake place and the cold place instead of my building Gelato Brothers over here. The people will kind of have some ice cream on the shore over here while they're relaxing. Some good thing. Also, if you recall, our people were really thirsty, so we also figured it out too. And so you can check them out. Their names here super fast if you're interested. I know you probably will be. So I try to have everything with a different name, right? This is a Jake Shack too, or something like that too. So let's check it out too. Whoops, that's the Sirens Shake. I think it's getting. And then over here is, if I recall correctly, that is Sirens Shake. So let's exit this. Go with that. And then the Leviathans, the Libations, that is a pretty fun name. And then over here, if I recall correctly, this is the Kraken's Creamery. It is. I also named Pool 2 into Poseidon's Pool, so we gave it a name to a large swimming pool. That'll be where we're rebuilding today. I said today we're going to be just, after I unlock the tech, I'm going to just be doing a whole bunch of some long films, regular films. You get the idea. So we'll go ahead and escape with that for you folks. And now let's go ahead and do the tech and get that started. Okay, folks, check it out. I'm going to have a quick drink just as a heads up. Alrighty, there we go. So let's go ahead and tech down there. Now, if you recall, I actually really hired a third tech, so I should be, even though it was only a few hours. Another thing I did too. Yesterday I built. I'm sorry. A couple days ago, when I last this game. Sorry about that. I built some diving boards and some ways to exit the pool, as well as some of these sun launchers. And then later on, I just built tons more around this part. So you can see too. Also, I did move over this section over here with the underground well, so that this staff room over here wouldn't be there like it was. So that way I could, if I wanted to, either use those for long forms or a place to drop a transport route. Makes sense. Also, did bring it over this road too, like I told you I was going to as well, in case I just want to bring over a lot of balloons over there connected. And I could do that over here too, or just over here too. So that's also a possibility too, if I just want to have some great log forms and that sort of thing too. And then also over here, you can see nothing else has been built too. So that's also a possibility for some stuff too, in case I want to toss it over there. Or I could just do some transport rides over here to the north here. I think, right. And so we'll find out some more based on what those logs are. So those would be the keys. Right. So tech and then log forms in that order. Let's get that started. Tech first. You can see that I just saw that my thing here was good. That's good. Right, coasters first, because they're what bringing the people. Now I did previously a couple of times ago when I started opening up the section, put up the flumes, so I wouldn't have to worry about those two. Sorry, just do those here. So for you folks, you can see one of those flumes actually doesn't come. They do apprentices as did. I also did all the flat rides. I've got those too. So we don't have to worry about those anymore. They're actually really fun. Good cash bringers. People sewers up. I think you want some. And then over here on the transport rides, I did so I could do the monorail at 4100. That's not that. And the track rides over here, we did last time. Knock out these water track rides, which is good. And so those are good, but those will be so we don't have any of these blueprints. We just have to build those just randomly, just as it. And then I can also get the special track rides, which are nice. Because I'm not too afraid for them. And that's a little thing too. But basically over here in the coasters, our side of things are typically where we're going to be bringing in those folks. Right, get that cash in. So if you recall last time, I also logged this launch coaster for your folks because it had 3 coasters but 3 blueprints for your folks, which was great. And then also said, hey, next time it'll also be great because the next one is only AD 300, right? We have coasters for it. So that will be 1200. So let's go ahead and do the chain of coasters for just an optimal. My stuff. And then after that's all done, I'm researched, I'm good to go. I'm not going to be getting the alternative. There's something that really jumps out at me when I want to build down. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't see anything that jumps out to me for a finished water themes or a lioness or something like that. Alright. And then after that's over with, we're going to head back to this transport ride suit first. I want to get monorail. I like to do first. And if I have space, get some track. It's 83. I don't. Alright, so over here in the water section, aren't water lines, but like the water tower. So I might be able to get that too. I could maybe 36. I could also get a more advanced power station at 3600. I can only get one of those. So I can get the large solar panel or the water thing. That's a really good thing. So let's just pretty quickly, since we're in the water park right now, so let's go ahead and knock that out here. So I'll knock on the water tower too. Good to go. Now the next thing I want to do after that is just check in. Let's see what I have over here too, right? So let's check that out too. Now you can see lots of people are actually, if you recall, it's like a couple hours of game coming later on. So you can definitely see lots of folks over here are just loving this. Right? You can see them all up and down the block for you folks. I think you'll like that. Lots. Alright, so let's now build some long floors for you folks. As a reminder, I typically was never that good at roller coasters. Well, balloon development and that sort of a thing. But I'm much worse with that now with my Huntington's disease, about 10, 12 years in, that sort of a thing, just so you can see that, right? And so I typically will just go ahead and see what's available, and that sort of a thing too. But here, let's take a quick look at this. Typically I'll just build what comes with the game. So that means blueprints. And that sort of a thing too. So here you can see all of these blueprints for all of these different things, and that sort of a thing too. Now, if you recall, the ones I have grabbed some long things earlier, not recently, not since I started this one, earlier on in career mode to finish. That's right. And you can see those are the ones with the circle. Right, that's a cloud flown by somebody. All right, sort of a thing too. So you can check out. There is a chapter on the career mode that's all about waterslides and such, right? About sort of perfecting yourself and making sure that you can actually build them yourself in this type of section. And those are right here. So if you see that, so those are what the check mark. So if you see a check mark icon, just as a heads up. Here are, like there's my flying 5, which give me a more than 5 excitement. I think I love that one. And that's an inner tube flume. And also over here are this is also an inner tube flume called the relaxing one, with a little more pricey thing, but actually the numbers are good on the excitement. What's the fear? 2.7. What's the fear over here? The fear does a little higher, but you get the idea. But I don't think that's the worst thing in the world. so that would be an option. The inner tube flew. And then I also built one over in that section called the Sticks. If I recall correctly, in career mode for you folks. Let's check it out real quick. That's right here. No, that's too many on the rails. It's here. Purple orange. As you can see, it's pretty pricey, but it's very exciting at 500. And this one was a body slide, right? What's that one? Check it out real quick. It's a body film too. That one. Why is it purple? It's an inner tube. It's that one. Inner tube versus body slide. Body film. That was also an inner tube too. Got it. So then you come with a bunch of these elements that right here too, right? So you can get those things. Good to go. So here, ideally, you're going to want at least one of each of these long forms in order to build up your part. Here, I'll show you real quick. Here's your part rating for here. Okay, it's here. It's here. You can see the attraction prestige and it's pretty well. And that sort of thing too. Got a great scenery, very, very top of the shelf there too. But my attraction prestige and my unique attractions are some of my lower. So that's what I'll increase for you folks, just as I have. Got 3 more attractions of uniqueness, and we get to the next star there. And then the attraction prestige to log flumes, hopefully with the higher, more prestigious rides, as you can see, will help to attract and impress those guests and get us to a higher section. Also, if you recall last time, just as we had checked in on what they were like. We saw that they needed thirst. So we built some first places for them. Also built a food place for them too, 100. And you can see, after a couple hours, they are still thirsty, right? And that's what and they still want some souvenirs too, and that was also something that I built over there too, that splash importer, and that balloons placed too, so maybe we're going to want to build some of our thirsty places, and place the bars. And even hunger at 83% to be happening too. I can definitely see that. Then that's good to go. So you definitely list those underneath for that stuff. Also, one thing I did too, I don't think you guys are going to care, but I also built some benches and spans and torches too. Lights over there too. All the municipal section. The old more Atlantis or just fantasy. And that's what we're doing too. Let's go ahead and start building these things for you folks. Now here, let me show you how this would work. So you could just build this ride. Here it's the most expensive. And this would be, I think, here's the $7. So here would be the H2 bullet comes with the game. It's double inner tube flame, and then also you can see it here too. It's getting some good. It's got a high. Its 6.7 is the best. It's only 4.4 font. I'm sorry. I was hoping for something a little more exciting for that H2 ball with that very expensive. That's what you get. That sort of a thing too. But yeah, in that sense, but that's not the worst thing in the world. If I recall correctly, it does actually take that much space on the side of the map item. Here, let me show you. in the once you are picked up, right? Right. That's what we're taking to here. You can see it right up here. It actually wouldn't take that much space over on this side. Right. Again, once you do, it will take some space for you folks. But I don't think that would be the worst thing in the world either. To know. So that's definitely one is the H2 ball for you folks. Also, we can do. Let's start with these racing ones because I think these actually really would take up some space for you folks. And those are some classic, iconic ones. You can definitely get money from them because they count as a different slide for each one. So this is the multi-race. This is just a general body slide. Do I have another body slide too? Hold on. It's a map one. Right. Do I have another body slide? No, that's Ready? That's not body. It's looking bad. No, I just think you're going to go by type that one. Alright, I can do it. That body. Circle that way. It does have that person on it. It does show up. It doesn't show up there. Sorry. Right here. It's single versus double. That's what that's teasing out for you folks. I figured it might be bodies and not bodies. It's for you folks. But let's just go ahead and grab one of these races to them done, folks. That's not bad. Body slide. It does have a trio of parallel slides, each with its own unique sound. Splash down is there as a body slide. We're here too. That's also a body slide too. And that one has 4.19, so that's actually very exciting. And that is 6.1. That's very, very exciting. Yeah, everybody's going to what that one is. It's a trio of parallel slides instead of each one thing unique cassette, which sounds great, actually. And then it says a bunch of them. It's got all of those down. It's got a bunch of them too. And then what's this over here too? Is this a body slide over here? No, Mat Master is actually a mat flip. Yeah, let's go ahead and do the one with the higher profile. Now it might be a little less numbers. I think that one is 4 or 5. That's not bad. Now the reason why we're doing these first is because they've got multiple ones, they might take up some more space, right? Here, I'll show you. Just real fast. I'm not going to build this cheap out here. Actually, that's not that bad. That's not that much space. Right? But you can actually see there are 5 separate separate things of cache. Right? So maybe that's actually not the worst idea in the world for the cache. Now to think about it, in size 2 with 5 slides. But let's check out this brush now. Actually, that is not that bad either. Right, none of those are actually that bad for you folks. So we can definitely put this right here. Easily. So my goal is to put one here, and then maybe one here. And the other. It's pretty small. Or I could just put the that crazy one here. Yeah, actually, that's not that bad. Let's the crazy one might be a little better to knock out first because that's not that bad. Right, so let's go ahead and do the crazy one. Here, I'll show you. Or this one here, the one with the little chomp, that's a raft trap. That's a raft. So that is raft, and versus mat versus, that's not bad either. Mat raft. Double or 2. Yeah. Maybe I'll do this one first. I could probably do this one in the middle if I wanted to. Just real quick. see how that looks. Well, since that's actually a little on the bigger side of things. Also over here is a nice one too. It's called Lydia. That's also body. Let's go ahead and knock this raft and that sort of thing. And then what was this one over here? The really high prestige one. The plunge. It's also it's a body form, just a regular body form. Let's do like a little bit here. Let's do the H2O first. Where does it dump it? Might want to put that one over here. Or even over on this side. That's not bad. Here wouldn't be the worst thing. I'd go here on this. It's not either. Right here. Very nice. Right there first, the H2O. Get that little closer down just to make sure, zoom in to make sure that's in a good place. Sorry, just not good on my coffee thing. Luckily, I'd already finished it. But that does remind me to take a sip of Coke. In fact, if you recall, back when I was recording the pool, I actually knocked over my coffee. It was like, oh, damn it, so I just stopped recording. It's fun. Happens. So let me just go ahead and zoom in here. Actually, so yeah, it probably wasn't really nice here anymore. But it takes up a lot of space, right? So maybe over on the sign would be the worst. Let's just take a look at it. It might be the only one I place, right? Actually, I could put it here. Where does it enter? Where does it exit? Is the question. Is it here? Or like here? And then put one over to our right, or vice versa. Build a bigger pool. That will also be useful. I will try that way first. See what happens. So this one's obstructed. Let me try to zoom in and see. That's obstructed. Might be on that chairs. Or diving boards, that's a let's check. Let's see one. I will try just to see if I can get that taken care of with the chair. Oops, I'm sorry. I'll come down again. That's weird. I'll just try to do some fast deletes over here too to see how that works. partial password, deleting all this stuff. Then I don't want to delete the lifeguard chair. So let's just see if that works first. I can move it. I'd want to make sure I put it to a place that still has some good coverage. Oops. I'll try to move the I don't think the diving chair's in the way. It's over there. I'll try, not the diving chair on this, but you know what I'm talking about. It's pretty low down. Let me move it here. And then just in I can just have another one there. I need to do that. Just in case I'll also like this over here too. Let's try once more. Let's go off you. It's just not like that. What about here? Go here? Just randomly. I don't think so. I don't think I want to because it's right. Yeah, it's a little too far where I thought. Here. Let's just check. I can just do this one instead. Or how about if I just put it over to the side? So let's see how that works. I don't want to do it that way. I'd prefer to put it over here on the sides. Let's just double check. That did work. That's so weird to me. The sides are working, it's just, over here's just some weird stuff, that's all. Sorry. So let's just go ahead. Delete. To 2, folks, and then that's just so weird to me. That actually does work over here on the side, which isn't even designed for it. Maybe he just needs to be in a pool. Oh, maybe that's the issue. Let me try that. See. I'm just going to load this real fast. maybe just once road, they go on top of it. Maybe that's just the issue. Let's try that and see. That works so easily. Just as it's in the future. Alright, so let's go ahead and play test this. Let's you know? Okay. So where does this that's really fun. It's a good thing for you folks. That's the platform. That's not the right one. That's why. Here we go. Now here I keep. So we're going H2 bolt could be. This isn't the worst name, but we could probably with it on this right. But how about something more? I could do Poseidon's Bowl, Siren's Bowl. Yeah, dude, I'll come back to that later. Right now, let's go ahead and play this and Reddit. Did go on top of that, and that's you can see the ratings, and that's everything's all good. That is good to go. Sorry, I'll just do that. Do that. So we will go ahead and open that up. What's that? You want anything? Other parts? All new staff member. Well, they should be. I'll open it up. Cash am I making on this, and this should also be required. Ooh, that's a lot of money. That's good. Make all that cash for me. Alright, I'll save it there after that one, and now we'll see how many more I get. Hopefully 2 more for you folks. It actually takes me like much longer for me to write up articles Other than that, that's what we're going to do. Alright, next up, let me just try this real fast to see if I need to do a road here first. But let's also go ahead and connect this with that path. I'll think about it. This will be the keys. Over here. I'm sorry. Again, all these is empty. I forgot to choose something over here. Yeah, it's fine. Is there something that looks a little bit of that wooden mosaic? What's that over here? It's an arrow cube. That's not bad. That's probably not the worst idea in the world. For your folks, let's zoom down here. I don't need a huge cube. Right, just enough to get me some folks in there. Straight. Now, I could go north where up here where the ride is, or down south where everybody else is. If I go up here, connect, that'll be only people with full passes. But on the south side, it can be anybody. So let's go ahead and just make sure anybody can ride that for you folks. Because that's a lot of money. Here's good. Alright, that's built over here. Let's just, since I'm over here, we'll just go ahead and just film this right here. Next door. Actually, let me think about that. Let's just do some racing things here. Run out there, folks. This one will be, that was a double. So this one is what I was going to do next. And that's just right above. Splash down. My hope was that I could probably do it. Let me try over here. And just connect it here. So it's just my hope was going to be that I could put it right here. Well, let me see if I can build it back like this. It's not that much longer. Deep to go though. Let me try here. I'll actually probably there might actually make sense because it's a little closer to the edge. I might be able to connect you there. I'm putting that cup on the ground so I'm knocking it over here. It's empty. Would that be good? Yeah. I was going to put it here. And that's not the worst idea. Because I want to keep it there. You know, I could put it here, right, against that wall, but that probably wouldn't work. So let's try here. So let's check the chart. I'm going to be a little bit closer. That worked. I'm trying a little closer. Right between all of those benches, just heads up. Alright, so those benches are probably good. Or maybe also that here could be the issue. Just oh, oops, sorry, I meant to delete that. Sorry. Delete. I thought I was saying delete Kate. I have been. Maybe it's just a here. That's because I was cooking on berries. Who's lady? just see if that diving bell goes up here in a second. Yeah. And we'll just do one. Still clicking on people. Right, this way. Rather than me enjoying too much. It's fine. Still clicking on him. That's weird. I'll try to see that works. Oops, I'm sorry. That was definitely on hunting scissors. He's just pushed that out. Sorry. I'll just remove it. No, that's everything. Let's just remove that one place. I don't remove it all. What's the note in front of that way? Just checking. Just right there. Right there next to the thing. It's not in the worst place. Right? Let's try just to fill it. Should be again the full platform. There we go. Yeah. A little farther away than I wanted to get to. Let's try it. See? 40 folks. Alright, and you only need to choose each of these rides individually. You can turn and get them tested. Two. Good. And then connect this. So that. So weird that I put all the way out there in the middle of that room. I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, that's still better. That is weird to me. That's in the middle of that thing. That though. Why is that good? Let me just try that pool. See if I can go there. Actually, I could try over there. Yeah, I got it. Weird. But, yeah. Now we'll connect the path over here, too. So, just doing a time check. That took longer than I thought it was going to. I don't know if I'm going to have enough time to do it. Both of those took longer because of all the issues of just placing them or the other stuff. Roads and roads. Those together. That's this one too. Is that air a little too not great for a cut landing section? I do like it for like in a strong army thing. Let me see the other bad thing. Really invisible cube. Yeah, there's just not that many doors. Or I can do this one. I think it's a couple stuff. It's a brick. Nothing about it. In the meantime, I'll just take this really fast. This panther really fast. So that people can get here too. Now let's go ahead and... I thought these were different ones. Were they different ones here? Didn't it say here that they were in a different length and stuff? Here, hold on. Are these splashed on? A trio of parallel slides, each with its own unique sound. Those don't look this different in a sense. Did I do that right? Is that one that I built? Oh, I got you. Yeah, I got it. It's a different here. Got it. Alright, so let's just play test and move first. We'll do just one of these. Play testing. And then we'll just do that. Good to go. Testing open for that one. And you also have to do the other two. And that cache you gotta fix too. And that cache is going to be bargain for 2. Not that much, sorry. Open. That was a bargain 2. Bargain. Not a lot of cash, but you get the idea. On the flip side. Open cache. It says here I got another 1 minute and 40 seconds. And that's on the thing too. Let me see if I can just let me see if I can do another one. This is super fast for you folks without those issues. Vulnerability guys. It's the system. Or even trying to figure out what wires is there a path in the middle of my pool. So here would be a good place. Here I've already opened up that multi-waves, so that one is good. I'll let you get a couple more. So maybe I'd want to do that one instead. We'll play with that. And then this one is another body slot. It's a map for you folks. It's actually very exciting. A lot of exciting. So let's do that one next. That's nice. And colorful. I can definitely put that over here. Actually, I can probably put that metal on another one on the other side. Yeah, let's actually. I like that. But yeah, that's nice. You got labor brand and all those things. What about that crazy one here in the middle? Could I tell you that one instead? The raft trap. That is a raft flume. And this was a mat flume. Yeah, they're different flumes. Raft and mat. I could do that one here. Ooh, that's very large. That's nice. That's very large. I could definitely go. You might want to come to that later. And that sort of thing too. Yeah, but I just can't do that one this quickly. Probably this point, and that is you said that was a raft flume. Over here would be the outbound. This is also an inner tube flume. Don't have really those yet. And that sort of thing too. Isn't that one of the ones I built earlier? Inner tube? Yeah, inner tube. Tube down the rails. And that's got a 5.0. 6.2 of 6 if I want to try that out. Versus this one's 4.0. What I want to try really fast folks, is just this map master. With the map. We'll play around this a little later. That's sort of the thing. And I definitely feel like I can. Actually, should I leave some space there in the middle of here? Let's just. Just to see how much space that will take, just to see it. It's okay. I can definitely move it here, probably. That's not bad. That's fine, probably here. Yeah, so I'll come back to that later, but in order to keep that space up, I'll go ahead and have that one put here. Right here in the middle of that road. That sort of thing too. Actually, probably come a little closer to me. Let's see. Try to lead those things really fast. For you folks. Sunlight, yeah. Get those people out. Out and foul. Out back. Blues. For the win. Hello, Matt Master. A little closer. Should work. How about here? Did that work? Maybe a little bit further. How about that? Actually, where is it going? Where's the boarding at? Well, that's fine. That's right by that person as well as. And by that life gate check. I'll try to move that life gate check some more. Right here too, for your folks. Now I'll show you. Let's try here. See if that works. because of those. Yeah, I'll come back to this later on, and that's sort of the thing to just build the master layer later tonight, and that's sort of the thing for you folks. I don't want to be spending too much of your time placing it imperfectly in order to maximize this area, folks. But I'll place master layer on tonight also, so just really do I think. Alright, there you are. So let me know what you thought about it. I hope you enjoyed it so very, very much. All of the food in the area, folks. And I hope you enjoyed that too, right? But let me know your thoughts. That's sort of the thing too, so we'll continue again with this, and that's sort of the thing too. And then also, you can check out too, so you can check out all those four sorts of things for me, folks. And then I just want to thank you, so very, very much for just taking, some time out of your day and even investing, right, and watching my stuff, because we all have so many things that are happening in our lives, right? And we're pulled in so many different directions too. So in fact, you spent this time with me. That's incredibly humbling, and I appreciate that so very, very much. So thanks again, and have an amazing day.